that cup of coffee in your hands. It seems so simple, doesn't it? A daily ritual to start your morning. But what if I told you that within that dark liquid lies a story of religious war, corporate espionage, fallen empires, and a global conspiracy that forever changed the course of civilization? What you're drinking isn't just coffee. It's the result of one of the greatest heists in history. A secret guarded by empires for centuries, and the spark that ignited revolutions. Prepare yourself, because after this video, you will never look at your morning coffee the same way again. Our journey begins not in a modern cafe. Legend tells of a goat herder named Kaldi who noticed something extraordinary. After his goats nibbled on the bright red berries of a particular shrub, they became so energetic. Intrigued, Kaldi tried the berries himself and felt a wave of exhilaration. He brought his discovery to a local monastery, where a suspicious monk declared them the work of the devil and threw them into a fire. But as the beans roasted, an intoxicating aroma filled the air. The monk, captivated, raked the beans from the embers, ground them, creating the world's first cup of coffee. The drink kept him awake and alert through his long hours of prayer. The secret was out. It was a divine gift. From Ethiopia, coffee exploded across the Arabian Peninsula, becoming the beverage of choice for Sufi mystics and intellectuals. The kavakhane, or coffee houses, that sprang up in cities like Mecca and Constantinople became the world's first social hubs, places where people gathered to talk, play chess, and, most importantly, coffee was dubbed the wine of Islam, a drink that stimulated the mind without intoxicating the body. The Ottoman Empire quickly recognized the power of these establishments, but it was too late. They tried to ban coffee multiple times, fearing that these schools of the wise would become breeding grounds for sedition. The Arab world was in love with coffee, and they guarded its source with fierce determination. They forbade the export of any fertile coffee seeds, boiling or roasting all beans before sale to ensure no one could cultivate the plant outside their borders. For centuries, they held a global monopoly. The Western world heard whispers of this magical black brew, but they couldn't get their hands on the seeds. Managed to smuggle 7 fertile coffee beans. The breaking of this monopoly didn't happen through a trade deal. It happened through a legendary act of industrial espionage. In the 17th century, an Indian Sufi pilgrim named Baba Budan, on his journey to Mecca, he planted them in the hills of Chikmagalur, India, shattering the Arab monopoly forever and kick-starting coffee's global expansion. Shortly after, the Dutch masters of trade stole a coffee plant and began cultivating it in their colonies. In Java, the secret was officially out. Coffee finally arrived in Europe and ignited a revolution. The coffee houses of London, Paris, and Vienna became the epicenters of the Age of Enlightenment. Philosophers like Voltaire and Rousseau debated their world-changing ideas over cups of coffee. The London Stock Exchange and the insurance market Lloyd's of London were both born inside. The drink that was once viewed with suspicion was now the fuel of innovation, commerce, and revolution. But the most unbelievable chapter in this story was yet to come, and it involves a tale of seduction. By the early 18th century, Coffee was a priceless commodity. The plants were jealously guarded in French Guiana. In 1727, a charming Brazilian sergeant was sent on a diplomatic mission to settle a border dispute. But his real mission was a secret one: to acquire coffee seeds. At any cost, he used his charm to seduce the French governor's wife. At his farewell banquet, she presented him with a bouquet of flowers. Hidden deep within the blossoms were the coffee seedlings Brazil desperately needed. This single act of romantic espionage launched the Brazilian coffee empire, which would soon become the world's largest producer, forever shaping the nation's economy and history. It is a historical artifact, a symbol of rebellion, innovation. So, the next time you take a sip of your coffee, remember this journey. Remember Caldi and his dancing goats, the monks who called it a blessing, the empires that tried to ban it, the Indian spy with seeds strapped to his chest, and the Brazilian seducer with a bouquet of flowers. Your cup of coffee is not just a beverage, and the incredible human drive to spread an idea across the world. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's proof that sometimes the simplest things in our daily lives have the most extraordinary and secret histories. Now that you know the true story, what does your cup of coffee represent to you? And if you want to keep uncovering the secret histories behind the most common objects, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation. Until next time.